We are joined today by Theresa Grella. Hello, Theresa.
Hi, Dave.
Theresa is the first vice president at NHAR, which I believe means that you're going to be the president in 2027,
Correct.
right? And she is
Yes.
also the president of the New Hampshire Disaster Assistance Foundation, which is what we're here to talk about today. And Theresa is also our ambassador, the New Hampshire ambassador to the Realtors Relief Foundation. That's the NAR equivalent to what we do here in the state. So, Theresa, if I could just ask you to start out by talking a little bit about the the Realtors Relief Foundation, and then the difference between that and what we do with the New Hampshire Disaster Assistance Foundation.
So the NAR Realtor Relief Foundation it was set up after the 9/11 attacks, and that is solely for the purpose of donating to an entity or a member after after a natural disaster. So it has to be declared a natural disaster, whereas the Disaster Assistance Foundation is for any hardship or any type of need, which is a little bit different. The Disaster Assistance Foundation was established in 2005 by George Lamprey, and it is just New Hampshire based, which is wonderful.
Okay, and I believe they've given close to $100,000 in donations to folks in need. And
Right.
as you said, it is very broad. So whereas the National Foundation is specifically, as you said, for natural disasters, it really could
Right.
be anything in New Hampshire, right? And what's an
Yes.
example of something that the foundation has done recently?
Well, we did donate a washer and dryer to somebody after they had a flood and their appliances were ruined. We have given money to tenants that have lost their apartment due to a fire. We recently donated a furnace to a a large family because it was the end of February and there was no heat in their house and they really and no second source of heat, so they were in real disaster. So it's really been a wide variety of donations.
And it could also be money, right? There also are cases where we actually donate money to a family that suffered a hardship.
Yes, exactly. So we can donate money, and really, and that's what happens. We typically write the check to the recipient, and they go out to buy the washer and dryer, or we're not shopping, we're not checking with Lowe's and Sears or whatever. But it also we made a donation to somebody that lost her husband, and he was actually a realtor, and so she didn't work because they have several children, and we were able to make a donation directly to their mortgage company so that we knew that her payments, she could stay in her house, which was wonderful. so
Right.
so it, and it really depends, and the committee kind of makes that decision of where the money should go.
Okay. And you bring up an interesting point. You said that the husband was a realtor. As I understand it, you don't have to be a realtor, correct?
Absolutely. So it can be to any member of the community. They don't have to be in any business related to real estate. And we've also made donations. I don't think that many, but we can donate to another entity, like to an organization, as long as they're a 501(c)(3).
Okay.
Yes.
So how does somebody get involved, either as a recipient or as a donor to the
So,
program?
so on the website, on the NHAR website, there is under resources, there's a pull down and it does say disaster assistance. And on there, there's a whole story and there's a list of where we have given, and mostly they're related, the year is mentioned. And then there at the bottom of that page is a donation page donation page, as well as a request application. And then lastly, it's more if it's an entity or an organization looking for funds.
Okay. So there you can find ways both to participate as a donor to the
Yes.
program, a financial
Yes.
donor. You can also find ways, you can find the way to apply if you're in need of assistance.
Right, exactly. And so the recipient can apply, a board can apply for somebody, a member can apply, or somebody from the public can apply for somebody in need. So,
Okay.
so it doesn't have to be a realtor related application.
Okay. And just to
Yes.
recap, that is nhar.org. That is our website. And then under resources, you'll find disaster assistance. And that's everywhere, everything you could need to know about the foundation.
Exactly, exactly. And I think it also has the committee member names on it. So, if anybody had a question, they could reach out to me or to call the board office. And
Okay.
and so help is available.
Okay, that's great.
Yes,
Theresa Grella, you
yes.
guys are doing amazing work with the Disaster
Fantastic.
Assistance Foundation. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Have a great day.